Even when you started together, some people will still have some unfair advantages over you. And here's the reason. Sometimes in life, we do not always have equal opportunities for everybody. Sometimes in life, some people have more privileges than others. But this is okay. This doesn't mean that if you fall into this category where you find yourself to be disadvantaged, that you are going to maybe fail in life or whatsoever. But this is it. Some people just have unfair advantages over others. You know, a long time ago, two authors really did extensive work on this. One of them is Ash Ali, and then the other one is Hassan Kuba. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name well. They talked about the Miles framework. Now, I'm going to explain to you what the Miles framework is. It explains why certain people who started together, certain people who grew up together, had maybe the same level of education, but one person may suddenly become more advantaged than the other in the same field. Now, this is the thing. If you are maybe getting into a competition with someone who has a family history of athletics, maybe the father is an athlete, that person has prior experience, has seen his people doing this, you and that person may not compete the same way. Let's say the motivation from the family might not be the same. The encouragement from and support might not be the same. So let's talk about the Miles framework. The Miles framework. Miles is an abbreviation for money, intelligence, location, education, and status. Money, M, intelligence, I, location, L, education, E, and status, S, the Miles framework. Now, the Miles framework, let's look at it. It says that even when you start with some people, they may have more money than you. These people may have advantage of getting more money than you. And that means that they're going to go a little bit faster than you, even when you're playing on the same field, even when you people are starting together. Let's take, for instance, one is starting a business and that person has a lot of capital pushed in from rich family members. This person is typically going to be ahead of you that is just starting that same business with very little capital coming in from anywhere. Maybe you have to go struggle to sign the documents and see how you can get bank loans. But this person is having a family member who is supporting him already. You guys cannot be the same. You guys cannot succeed the same way. You guys cannot thrive the same way. Now, the next the unfair advantage is intelligence. We all are intelligent beings. Human beings are intelligent beings. However, we are having different intelligence quotients. Each person is gifted with a certain level of intelligence. Or let's say we are unfairly gifted intelligence differently. So if a person is more intelligent than you, that person may have an unfair advantage bestowed on him by nature. Now, location and luck. Location and luck plays a very important role. Now, let's say someone is living in Africa and someone is living in Asia and someone is living in America and the other person in, let's say, the United Kingdom, or let's say in Europe. These three people will not have the same. Now, these three people on three different locations, the Africa, Europe, Asia, will not have the same privileges. Now, one who is living in America, that is already, let's say, a capitalist society, a capitalist environment, may have more opportunities than someone who is living in Africa or Asia. Now, this is an advantage, an unfair advantage they get because of location. So let's say you started school at the same age with someone who is living in America. That person may likely get a job or maybe have a better paying job before you who is starting in Africa. This is an unfair advantage that the location has given to this person. And the other part of it is luck. Location and luck. Some people are lucky. You can't rule out the role of luck in so many things. Some people are lucky. I must say that. Some people have this gifting. They have the touch of the spirit that can give them luck. They have luck. However, I don't really rely on luck because luck is a fleeting. It's not something very tangible. It's not something you can always depend on. But just take it from me that some people have luck. Some people have the unfair advantage of luck. Some people are not very lucky. Some people are not as lucky as others. Another thing is education. You may start with the same person. You may start in the same place. You may start from the same community. You may start from the same location. You may have the same amount of money. But if this person has an unfair advantage of a better education than you, this person is definitely going to go ahead of you in certain aspects of life. This person might succeed better than you because he has this certain level of education that you do not have access to. Now, the next thing is status. If this person comes from a wealthy family, if this person comes from an influential family, let's say from a royal family, this person has a status already. And you, even when you started together, you are so intelligent, you have your money, you have the good location and everything. You may not be able to get there faster as compared to this person who has status already, as compared to this person whose family history, or who by the circumstances of their birth is being born into a family that has an already established status already. So you cannot compete with that person on the same level. You two are not going to be operating on the same level. This person has an advantage over you, and this is also an unfair advantage. And let's also look at certain things like, oh, sorry, I just lost the lighting there. I'm trying to get it back. Stay with me, please. I'm trying to get back my lighting so I can. Okay, I'm stopping here. All right. So let's say a person from a wealthy family is also a person from a wealthy family with good status is already coming from a place of influence, is already coming from a place of connection. This person is going to easily get it by the virtue of the fact that he is from this particular family. He has this social status already. So a lot of things are going to come to that person easier than it will come to a regular person, that it will come to just the average everyday guy. So status is also very important when we talk about the unfair advantages that people have over you, even when you just started together. Now let's look at this other part of it. Now, how do we analyze this whole stuff? Sometimes, apart from the Miles framework, which talks about the money, the intelligence, the location and luck, the education and the status, we also have the mindset advantage. Some people have mindsets that are bulletproof to discouragement. Some people have mindsets that are bulletproof to anything that is going to deter them. Some people have mindsets that were already built, like they just came and their mindsets are so sophisticated that nothing seems to discourage them easily. These people are forged for success, and they may meet success faster than people whose mindsets are not strong enough for a particular situation. And some people get to develop their mindsets later in life. Some people develop their mindsets earlier in life. So if a person had developed his mindset earlier in life, he's going to have an unfair advantage over the person who hasn't developed his or hers yet. So there's a part that talks about the social capital. Who do you know? Sometimes it's not about your intelligence, it's not about your money, it's not about your location, it's about who you know. It's about who knows you and who do you know. So this is called the social capital. In everything you do, man no man is very important. That's the local parlance we used to say in my place. We say it means that if you have a team of people who are already playing football, that your team member is likely to kick the ball to you. So if you do not have a person who is going to kick the ball to you, that may put you at a disadvantaged end. So let's look at another part that talks about the psychological safety. Most people feel secure to take risk. Most people don't look at certain things to be risky. So they seem to take more risk. They seem to fail more, and then by the virtue of the fact that they fail more, they also seem to try more things because they are psychologically built to explore. Because they try more things, they can easily scale through, because the more you fail, the more your chances of succeeding high. I know if you've gotten to this point, you might be wondering, what is this channel really all about? This channel, I call myself the rich son of a classroom teacher, and I also like to call myself the small business doctor because I talk about small businesses. I know that a lot of people watching this video up to this point have not yet subscribed. Please hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification so you'll be the first to be notified when next we post a video like this. And by doing this, you are helping the algorithm to refer this video to more people who might find this information very useful. And this can also help to change the life of someone out there. Who knows, that person might just be your next connection. That person might just be your next social capital. Let's continue. Please hit the subscribe button while we continue. So now, when we talk about the unfair advantages, some people, let's go spiritual. Some people have the grace more than others. Whether you believe it or not, some people have the grace factor more than others. Some people's grace are just good. Like some people have, that's what people call luck. I call it grace. Because I believe that when there's a touch of the spirit in your life, for me personally, most of the things I've been able to achieve, apart from hard work, I work hard, yeah, I work hard. But I also see the grace factor working for me, the God factor working for me. So most people that have their God working for them, they have this unfair advantage too. We're also going to talk about the turning points. See, your disadvantage is not always supposed to be your disadvantage. Maybe let's say you don't have money. You're not as intelligent as the other person. You're not in a very good location. You do not have the level of education that this person has. You do not have the social status that this person already has. But there's something that you might have that they do not have, which is the resilience. It's called the underdog advantage. Now, because you know you are not there, because you know you do not have someone who is going to speak for you, you are going to like bend your head down. You're going to give it all what it takes. You're going to face it head on. You're going to say, if I perish, I perish, but this I must achieve. So that kind of mindset, that underdog, the underdog edge gives you the resilience to push. When others are sleeping, you know that, yeah, I'm not there yet. I don't have anybody who is going to represent me. I don't have anybody who's going to put in a good work for me. So you push yourself, you polish yourself, you sharpen yourself enough. So whenever you get there, you don't need to live at the mercies of others who are going to speak for you. But then you are going to be successful. We all have different phases in life, and we all get success at different points in life. Our timelines are totally different. It doesn't matter who is coming first or who is not coming first. Now, there's another thing that can disrupt this Miles framework. It is called the newcomer perspective. The newcomer perspective is someone doesn't know that there is a competition. I mean, this person is absolutely naive. This person is blind to the competition. He doesn't even know that the competition exists. So he comes into the field. He doesn't know the rules of the game. He doesn't know that this thing can hurt. I mean, it's more like saying a child in a roller coaster. If you put a child in a roller coaster and it goes woof, 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 it spins. This child's brain is not built for... Sorry about that. I think I kicked my light a little. Sorry about that. I kicked my light a little and I think I made a whole disconnection and all of that. So I was saying, if you put a child in a roller coaster, that child does not understand the risk. That child does not understand anything that has to do with the risk. If a child is standing in a, let's say, 5-story building and his dad is downstairs and the dad tells the child, jump, the child is definitely not going to think if there is a safety net or whatsoever. He just believes ignorantly. He just forgets about the risk and everything that is supposed to be a disadvantage to this person. It is called the newcomer age, the newcomer perspective. It is called the newcomer perspective. Now, what is the newcomer perspective? It means you get into this thing very ignorantly. All what you know is you have an idea, and that your idea, as stupid as it sounds, comes in to disrupt the system. When this happens, it gives you the advantage. It gives you the unfair advantage over the people that had advantages over you. So when you come in with the newcomer perspective, where you did not even think of anything, you did not even know the rules and everything, you did not even know if this thing is going to be risky, you just came in and boom, you disrupted the system and it went in your favor. This too can give you an edge. I believe with this, I've been able to explain a lot of things. If you've watched this far, I've been able to explain a lot of things about the Miles I've been able to explain a lot of things about the Miles framework when it comes to the advantages and advantages that people have in life. And I also believe that if you've been this far, it means that you have the nagging, you have something in you that is telling you, hey, get more knowledge, get more idea, be more knowledgeable, get more things to inspire you, get more things, get more ideas on things you should do. If you are that type of person and if you've come this far, hit the subscribe button. And until I see you in my next video, my name is Zukobo Akpan. I call myself the rich son of a classroom teacher, and I am your small business doctor. I keep bringing videos like this your way every single time. I do not have a specific schedule, but I know that each week I post videos at least once, twice, or even 3 times. Sometimes I post 4 times a week. So like this channel, subscribe to this video, and subscribe to this channel, and then you see me when next I post my next video. And until then, God bless you and bye-bye.